month's homeschool tip of the month is how to get your children interested in reading. So I'm going to be sharing with you some tips about that, getting them interested in reading more and reading more on their own, okay? So let's go ahead and jump. All right, guys. So with reading, the first thing I will say is they need to see you doing it. My children see me walking around the house. We usually do not turn the TV on. During school time, I would play light music on Spotify via the TV. So like we don't watch shows unless it's something related to what we're learning about. But once we're done with that, everybody knows they have to read for at least 30 minutes a day by themselves. When they read, I read. Sometimes we'll all pile up in the bed or all pile up in the room together and read. I love to read. They know that if I'm in the house, I keep one pod in my ear. I'm listening to the Bible. I'm listening to a Bible study. I'm listening to an actual book, podcast, stuff like that I do on my own time. But in front of them, they can grab my phone or iPad or whatever. They know that I am reading something or listening to something be read to me. And that's very important. The next tip I have, so number one, they need to see you doing it in order for them to do it. Number two, read things they're interested in. There's no reason for you to try to push things down their throat or down their eyes, I guess, in front of their eyes that they're not interested in. For Bear, when he was little, getting him to read was a little bit hard because he wasn't interested. And then we found the Fly Guy series. And then he was like, oh, this is awesome. It's a fly. It's a superhero. Okay. After that, gone. Now that he's older, he will go and pick up a couple of books for himself. In order to get him into chapter books, I put him onto the Hank the Cowdog series. You guys know I love that series. I used to read that series. I got Bear hooked on it. He's read, I think, almost every single one that the library offers. So now I have switched him over to some more series. In fact, I actually just picked up some Hardy Boys books. So he could try that. When Tink gets a little older, I look forward to introducing her to the Old School Babysitters Club series and Nancy Drew. You guys know I love mysteries. I love a whodunit, honey. So just getting them interested in things that you're interested in. They see your excitement, but try it and see if they like it. If it's a series, I always try my best to get the first book for them. And then if they like that, they will want to read the next book. So even things like The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, that series, that's a chapter book. Yes, it's for younger children, but it's still a chapter book. If your children hear you reading that and they're interested, they'll be excited, you know? So things that they're interested in. Tinky, for example, she loves Barbie. I'm wearing a Barbie shirt. You can see Barbie. So Tinky loves Barbie. Barbie has books. Barbie is a ballerina in her books, all of that stuff. So we read Barbie books. Tinky loves to watch Doc McStuffins. We read Doc McStuffins books. What else kind of books do you like? Pink. What's the pink one's name? Pinko what?
Pinkalicious.
Pinkalicious. Yes, we like Pinkalicious books.
Fancy Nancy.
And who?
And Fancy Nancy.
And Fancy Nancy. We love. So I like Fancy Nancy too because Fancy Nancy offers big words which expand your children's vocabulary. So Fancy Nancy books are exquisite. I love them. A-okay with me. Next tip, number one, they got to see you doing it. Number two, get what they're interested in. Okay. And number three, make it a family mandate. Everybody has to do it. And I think that when everybody has to do it, then everybody's going to do it. That's how it works in this house. I read, Daddy reads. I got Daddy into reading. I got him into reading again by doing leadership books. So there is something at the library for everybody. My husband's also in business and sales. So I have him reading those kinds of books. In fact, his job is doing a book study now. I was like, oh, yay, it's so exciting. So I feel like everybody should be doing it. When we're at the house and we're winding down, they need to see you doing what you want them to do. So reading, they need to see you studying, all those good things. And also, I will say make it a family mandate when you're a Christian to read the Bible together. We have been doing a Bible devotional together, and it is the Daily Light on the Daily Path by the Baxter family. If that, make sure I put that title up. It's really, really good. We're doing the New King James Version, but they make various versions of it. It's kind of hard to find the older ones. I got mine from Thrift Books for about $3, and it was a perfectly clean copy. I'm so thankful. But yes, they need to see you doing what you want them to do. They need to be reading things they're interested in, and there's a book out there, a nice book that's appropriate for your family for every single thing. And last but not least, they need to They need to hear that it's a family mandate. It's a requirement. And guess what? If you have a troubled reader during that family time, encourage that reader to read out loud. When I say a family thing, it doesn't have to be you all come together in a room reading separately. We do family read alouds. I also do separate read alouds based off of their ages. So for example, my little ones, we did Charlotte's Web at the beginning of our school year. And with my oldest, we read a book called I'm Okay. Or I'm Oak, which is the way you really pronounce it. But it was a really good book, but it wasn't appropriate for them. It was only appropriate for my 6th grader. And we read that book, me and him, just me and him together. And we read it together. And then the same with them. Everybody listened to Charlotte's Web. But when it came time for me and Bear, it came time for me and Bear. Right now, me and Bear are actually going through the Wayside School collection. So I just got through reading out loud Sideways Stories from Wayside School. And we are about to start Wayside School is Falling Down on next week. I'm so excited about that. So when they see you interested in things like that, they will be interested in it. Even childhood stories. You know, if you look back in my what we read in January video, I talked about Abby Yo-Yo. That was one of my favorite stories when I was younger. I remember listening to that in elementary and music class, hearing that story, and I've told it to my children now. They sing it. I can catch them singing it often. So that's how you pass down a love and a passion for reading. And that's how you get your children to read more, okay? Leading by example. That covers everything, including books, all right? Anything you want to share, Princess?
Yes.
Okay.
And give it 3 thumbs up.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this homeschool tip of the month with information on how you can get your child to read or your family to read more. Make sure that you check the pinned comment below. There you will see a link to my blog post, TanishaKemp.com. It will have a link to the blog post with all the information that I shared, as well as some links to some other videos, maybe other posts that can help you along this reading journey, all right? And I will see you guys in the next video. Happy homeschooling.